Today's topic is multiplying whole numbers by decimals from Unit 11. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to multiply a whole number and a decimal together by using multiplication steps and then show your number or your thinking on a number line. You'll know you'll have it when your product from your algorithm can match the number line that you create for the problem. Vocabulary that you'll want to know is decimal. It's a number that represents a whole and a fraction, with the whole number being on the left side of the decimal and the fraction being on the right side of the decimal. Finally, you want to know place value. It's the value of a digit within a number. So these are the steps that we're going to be using for multiplying decimals, whether we're multiplying whole numbers and decimals, multiplying two decimals together. We'll follow these same steps. And this is going to be the anchor chart that we would want to print out, put in our notebook, or write down in our math notes. So the first thing that we'll do when we want to multiply decimals is we just set up the numbers without having to line up our place values. We are just going to set them up like we would any regular whole number. And we're going to ignore those decimal points and those place values when we set it up. So we just start at the last digit. We line up those last digits together, no matter what they are. Finally, next I'm going to do the math like I would a whole number. I'm going to multiply out. So I start in my first column, multiply that out, put a 0, and then go to my next column, multiply that out, just like regular multiplication. After I do that, and I have all of my math done, and I've got the answers in my the numbers in my final answer done, I'm going to decide where I need to put that decimal. To know where to put the decimal, I'm going to count the total decimal places in both factors. That means I'm going to start all the way at the right in my top factor, and I'm going to count how many places over that decimal is. So in our first factor, that decimal is over 1 place. In our second factor, that decimal is over 2 places. I'm going to add both of these together, and that's going to tell me where I need to put my final decimal point in my answer. So because I have 1 here and I have 2 places here, that's 3 total. I'm going to come down into my answer. I'm going to start at the very right, and then I'm going to count 3 places. 1, 2, 3. I will insert my decimal point once I jump those 3 places and end up with my final answer. So here's what that math would look like as an example. So here I've got 5 times 0.03. So I'm going to set it up like I would when I'm multiplying any regular numbers. I've got 5 times 0.3. I'm going to multiply this out. So I've got 5 times 3 is 15. Next, I'm going to count how many place values over my decimal is. 1 place value. So that means that my decimal point, my answer, is going to be 1 place value. And that is where I'm going to put my decimal. So 5 times 0.3 is equal to 1.5. How this would look on our number line is we would be jumping 0.3 places or 3 places 5 times to get my answer. So here I have jumped 1 to 0.3. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3 spaces. Jump again. 1, 2, 3 spaces. Jump again. 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3. I have jumped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, multiplication is just repeated addition. So essentially, I'm adding 0.3 plus 0.3 plus 0.3 plus 0.3 plus 0.3, and that's going to get me to 1.5. So I hope this simplifies those steps for you. We will be doing this skill in class, really getting it down, because this is going to lead to multiplying two decimals together.